So undo the locks together. So here goes. So it's time for some power. An awful lot more than I would normally use. Just taking it easy, I'm just passing a couple more boats. Saw me coming and they waited for me, so we are locking together. Rather useful. When I set off this morning, it's basically zero wind. It's got quite windy. It's less than an hour ago. Well, it's now blowing an absolute gale across here, but I had to bring this to you. This is Bridge House Barn, which is next door to Taylor's Lock, which you can see me just coming out of here. Now this is a little bit unusual. This is like a posh wedding venue under canvas. Yes, all these tents actually, if you Google the place and look at it, it's quite posh inside all these tents. So it's actually a wedding venue, and they also have some glamping going on here, which is posh camping, and they've also converted some stables into luxury bedrooms. So if you're looking for a wedding venue in Leicestershire, give this place a look. This is Kibworth top lock we're now leaving. The wedding venue was 2 locks down before this, and this is our last lock we do before we reach Foxton Locks. Good morning. I didn't film very much yesterday. I came up 12 locks yesterday. The boat moored behind me, Narrowboat Amy, with Graham and Jan aboard. Absolutely fantastic, great couple. Helped me up through all the locks. So we did 12 locks yesterday from Kilby Bridge up to Kibworth. And now I've got no locks between here and Market Harbour. What I do have just up around the corner is Saddington Tunnel. So let's go and do a tunnel. It's rather a grey, cool morning, but the wind's dropped. That's the main thing. Yesterday it was extremely windy, hence I didn't get the camera out, because when you're just using the GoPro, there's just so much wind noise on it, it just becomes a bit of a pain. I do get the SLR camera out to film sometimes, but not when I'm moving. It's just too difficult. Yeah, so not much filming yesterday. Hope to get a little bit more done today, although I'm not going that far today, and there's no locks, it's all just cruising. So anyway, let's get this boat on the go. Tiller and tiller pin out. Engine started. Let's unmoor this boat and get going. So here we go. I was sat on the bottom for the last hour or so. They've been obviously running water down through the locks below. This pound has dropped 5 or 6 inches in the last hour or so. It's an awful lot of water. This pound's got to be 10 miles long. Anyway, the flow's stopped now, so I assume they've stopped it, so hopefully it'll come back up a bit. Hopefully they'll be dropping water in up at Foxton to bring the level back up again. Well, anyways, Saddington tunnel, here we come. We're just going under Fleckley Bridge, Bridge 73. This is our last bridge before we go into the tunnel. Well, as we start to approach the tunnel here, the banks on each side are starting to get steeper, which is a normal sign, of course, when you're approaching the tunnel. And it's getting narrower. A lot of overhanging trees. I've slowed right down. It's quite shallow as well, especially where I've dropped that 6 inches of water out of this pan this morning. It's quite beautiful. Even on a dull, overcast day like today, I do love these cuttings. There's something about these cuttings when you come through them. The wildlife you see, different tree species, fantastic. Blackberries, rose hips here, so obviously the roses there. Heron just taken up in front of me. And as we're approaching autumn now, we're starting to get some autumn colours as well. Trees starting to turn here, shrubs, bushes. Hawthorn is full of berries, and the tunnel is straight in front of me. Put the lights on, I hope it's working. I've had problems with the lights. I'm just going to run through the boat and check it's on. I just ran up through the boat. Light is working. So let's go. It is a two-way tunnel, so we can pass in it. It's not a very high tunnel, so I'm guessing this is probably a cut and fill tunnel when it was built. There's not much bank up above it. So here we go then. Saddington tunnel we're just going into. I hope the light's on. Oh yes, it is working, I can see it now. Just as I enter this tunnel, I'm trying to remember the last time I went through a tunnel. Was it way back when I went through Hare Castle? I can't remember. It appears to be quite a dry tunnel. Good, because I didn't put a waterproof coat on. Brick line throughout. So there we have it. Saddington tunnel done. And as we come out, tow path changes size. One thing that was quite odd coming through the tunnel is I could see this bridge. I could see cars going across the top of this bridge. And it looked like it was right at the end of the tunnel when you're coming through. It's actually a good 400 or 500 yards past the tunnel. A bit of an optical illusion. Plays with you. Tricks with your eyes as you're coming through the tunnel. I'm thinking this inlet here must be a little feeder for the canal. Well, we can tell we're on the contour canal now. Some turns along here. And I had to keep the power down to make sure it did go around the corner. Very very twisty, very windy, hillsides, and just beautiful countryside. God, how good it was. Rather enjoying this, even on this cloudy, overcast day. Here we have yet another extremely blind, narrow section on a bend, of course. I'm really not quite sure what's going on with all this. This is left to grow out much further. It will make this canal unnavigable. This is what I was on about earlier, the lovely Roman hillsides here. A lot of them have got sheep on. Can't see anyone on that field, but it looks like it's been well grazed. Yes, very beautiful coming through here. I've passed this boat before. Along here, wherever there's some armco and a gap in the reeds, you find boats moored up all the time. Dreamcatcher being one of them here, and another boat's here, right tucked in the reeds quite neatly. I don't know if we can catch it, but I just saw a kingfisher fly up here. I've kept the camera running for quite a long time. I don't know where he went. Well, I think this is Debdale Marina and Wharf here. I don't see any signs up, so I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. Well, we're now getting very, very close to Foxton Locks. According to the sign, we are anyway. There's plenty of mooring along here. Here we have the turnover bridge here, Foxton. The trip boat here, Vagabond. There's the Foxton Locks pub. I am going to take a left here at the bottom of Foxton Locks. I'm going to have to moor up and open the swing bridge, and I'm going to go down to Market Harbour, and I'm going to do the Market Harbour branch before I come back up here and go up Foxton Locks. That brings me to the end of this video and the end of this wonderful cruise up along the Soar navigation and the Leicester section, or some of the Leicester section of the Grand Union Canal up to Foxton Locks. We will continue the rest of the Leicester section from Foxton Locks all the way down to Norton Junction later on in the year. A big thank you, of course, goes out to my Patreon, PayPal, Super Thanks, and everybody else that supports the channel in any way which you do, including watching my videos. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification button. That way YouTube will inform you every time I upload a new video. That just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.